Welcome back, VE teachers, for another informational session. After speaking with many of you, we want to be sure you know we are here to support you and problem solve through issues as they arise. As discussed in Friday's sessions, the first steps to address are as follows. Obtain a school schedule of classes, noting that your school may be entirely different than any other school. Schedule time to collaborate with the gen ed teachers with which you co-teach and provide support facilitation within their classes. Find out whether or not the teacher plans to present instruction virtually in a live or recorded session, and what expectations are in place for the two of you to post relevant material for the standards to be covered. Is there a certain time of day that things need to be ready so that students access their classrooms and see everything that is needed by them? If you have not already done so, please be sure to connect with the teacher of record for the scheduled course and have them add you as an owner to the class. You will also want to obtain copies of the IEP service pages for your students, including the goals and objectives. This can be taken care of by printing PDFs from Focus or by scheduling time to go to the school with your administration's approval to access and copy what you need from the student's cumulative folder. As we are beginning this process, please keep in mind that the primary focus is to contact families and students for which you provide services. You need to address any accessibility issues, such as ascertaining if the student has a device or phone in which to participate in virtual instruction. Do they need assignments printed and sent or mailed home? Does the student need documents uploaded as Word-protected documents to allow the immersive reader function? How are you going to reach your students? Be sure to share any immediate needs with your school administration, and also be sure to let us know if we can be of assistance. This communication is to be documented in the communication log. Any instructional supports and services you provide is to be documented in Focus. The manual used for summer training sessions has been posted, and you can refer to page 20 for a refresher on how to correctly document services in Focus. It is absolutely crucial that you, as the VE teacher, set aside scheduled office hours and communicate with your students so they know how to arrange time to work directly with you. As noted before, schedules do vary from school to school, so we wanted to share a few of these with you. As you see depicted here, there are two very different schedules. Sample 1 on the left shows an email that was sent to all students indicating that all lessons would be posted and that there would be no requirement to sign up for a live session. If assistance is needed by a particular teacher, they are to be contacted in a meeting scheduled during assigned office hours between 8 a.m. and 2:50 p.m. Sample 2 on the right side shows that periods remain the same for the teachers, but the times are now set and may differ from what was scheduled previously. For Sample 3, this schedule shows that teachers are to sign into Teams by 8 a.m. and after that time they will be considered late. Office hours are to be from 8 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. so parents and students can communicate directly. Suffice it to say, different schools will be following different schedules, and they will also be connecting with students and families differently as well. The following 3 slides show examples of one school's plan that was posted and shared on our VE channel. Thank you, Ms. Lee. As you can see, there are plans to connect with all ESE students, determine how they will be accessing learning, whether online or if a packet will be needed. Efforts will be made to provide assistance for accessing materials and the specific time of day that students will be accessing content. This helps determine how to present material, live or virtually, possibly recording live sessions and posting, and will definitely aid in establishing required office hours. Keep in mind that all contacts should be logged and verify that you have been added to the classes you support and that your channel is established if you choose to use small groups without identifying to the entire class which of your students have IEP services, supports, and accommodations. This teacher also plans to utilize one-on-one phone calls, Skype for Business, and create screencasting videos. As you can see, continued planning is indicated on this slide and the next one. With the intent of posting positive, helpful information on the VE channel to share with others. Please be sure to set up your office hours and share with your students as soon as possible. I have noticed some VE teachers are setting up single classes that have all students listed on their caseloads. When doing this, please be mindful of the name you give the class, as you do not want this identified as a group of students who are receiving special education services. While it is true the students likely know who you support in their shared classes, but you do not want other students from different classes being able to identify others. Currently, if using Meet Now, students can see the teacher, but the teacher is unable to see the students. This feature is being worked on to change so this viewing is open both ways. There are also some issues with functionality and where students can take over the presentation, and this too is being addressed. For the time being, it is recommended you use Skype for Business or generate recorded sessions to post. You can also visit this site for a way to access controls in our Teams meetings to improve the experience, removing the availability for students to interfere with sessions by taking control or unmuting others. This is another wonderful share that we received, and please, guys, everybody, keep them coming. In an effort to provide additional explanation for our new way of work, we wanted to share the following information with you. Since there will be so many differences between how some teachers present, the offered information is to help you think about what your roles can be in various scenarios. For example, when the Gen Ed teacher presents in a live session and the VE portion is recorded, you would want to do the following. Ensure you are added as a co-owner in the class. You should either discuss the lesson ahead of time or attend to view the session so you are aware of the content presented. Create a channel, making it private, and add your students. Post files within this area and schedule times to meet with students to provide assistance and support. It is recommended that the live session by the Gen Ed teacher be recorded and posted as well, as there may be some students who are unavailable to access at the scheduled time, especially if they have siblings at home who are all sharing a single device for school. If you continue to have questions about adding a private channel, please review this slide for assistance or refer to page 3 of the attachment that will accompany this in our VE channel. You will locate the team for your class, click on the 3 dots next to the name of the team, and then select to add the channel. You will select Private Group from the drop-down. Once this setting is marked, it may not be changed, so please be sure to select Private during the initial selection. Only the students in a private channel will be able to see the private channel. Think of this as sort of a mini team within the classroom, a great place for differentiation or delivery of special education services, supports, and accommodations. For a session where both Gen Ed and VE are posting recorded information, collaborative planning is to occur so the posts are supportive of one another, covering the required standards for the class and/or the IEP goals and objectives. Gen Ed will record and post. VE will record and post in a private channel. Office hours are established to have individual discussions with students by both teachers. The discussions that are held between the VE teachers and students with disabilities, including instruction and the provision of accommodations, are to be documented in focus. For a session where both Gen Ed and VE present live, it is recommended that the session be recorded for students to access again later. The two teachers may want to develop a script or outline of who will do what, when, so there is no confusion during the instruction. This would look like a Teams chat similar to what we participated in on Friday. For this type of delivery, however, it is crucial to continue developing guides or instructional strategies that can be posted in the private channel for students with disabilities, as this is a place that only identified students can access materials. These materials should be created with accommodations already in mind, and do not worry about students being identified in this section, as the Gen Ed students will not be able to see who is accessing this area or the content that is available. Lastly, the session may be recorded by Gen Ed and live by the VE teacher. In this scenario, students would access classwork and view what the Gen Ed teacher has presented. Time is scheduled for students to meet now or use Skype for Business with the VE teacher, so individual assistance is provided. An example of this may be the Gen Ed teacher recording themselves teaching in front of the whiteboard so students can see and hear the demonstration. Then the VE teacher's live session would be for continuing to hear questions, receive student feedback, and continue to work through a skill until the concept is taught with clear understanding. On this slide, you will see links to access information that is being housed for the ESC VE department by Fiddler's Fen. Please visit these sites for continued support related to virtual resources for accommodations and additional subject area resources. It was a pleasure meeting with you last Friday, and we hope this information is a continuation to provide you with helpful information to support you in our new way of work with our students. Please know that you can reach out to us for assistance by posting on the VE channel, emailing your IPS staff member, and if you would like to participate today in a live session, we will be adding a meeting for 2 o'clock this afternoon, March 24th. We look forward to continued collaboration and successful supports for you and our students.